Dimp Digital Presents Idle Game Chat.
Hello, Apps here from Dimp Digital and welcome to Idle Game Chat. This is your weekly video games podcast where we give our impressions of the video games that you can play today and sometimes react to the latest news in the wonderful world of video games. We are here every Monday on your favourite podcast app or YouTube, absolutely free. This week I'm joined by the reigning Dimp Digital Gaming Quiz champion and perhaps the favourite for the Dimp Digital Fantasy Gaming Grand Prix is Tom Adkins, not Adcock. How's it going?
Well, I was fucking doing well until we've had some technical problems.
Yes, we've been here for precisely 40 minutes trying to get this up and running. The fingers were pointed at my end several times, equipment failures here at HQ. And we've come to the conclusion we think Adkins has got a headset that's on this way out.
Oh, it's fucking dead. I've bought it from that Smythe's fucking...
So what, is it a branded one? Because I know you get like Astro ones and things like that.
What is it? It was a cheap knockoff one.
Right.
Knockoff Nigel. What is it? I don't even know what it is.
It's called
Geotech.
Nigel. Right, yeah.
Real turtle. It's about 30 quid. Sick of it. It's time to get a decent one, I think.
What's that? Is it a USB jobby or is it like a...
No, it's just a fucking jack. 3.5 jack.
Interesting.
But, it's just fucking... Yeah, I think it's on the blink. Just a mic, but I digress. Good, yeah. First time September and I've got a full fucking roster.
Yes, you have in the Fantasy Gaming League. Is the pressure getting to you now? I mean, I've just said you're one of the favourites. I don't know if you agree with that, but...
I work well with pressure. So.
Others don't, as we've seen the WhatsApp groups, people melting down about there being too many transfers and whatnot. All of a sudden, they've realised someone's up their arse and he's going to come and steal it off them, even though he had 4 games missing to start with.
That's it. See, pressure. The big boys come in. It was worried because I see games were coming in, but strikes when the iron was hot, fresh off the bat. What did I stuck in?
Well, we had
2
Mario
games.
All-Stars that went in there, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Spider-Man and sort of Mafia that were the late doors ones, but the first 2 that I mentioned were the ones that kind of got snatched.
I'm glad I didn't. I was going to put FIFA in because I think Adcock got rid of it for some reason.
I don't know what he's playing at. He's melted down under the pressure. And he'll be listening and say he hasn't, but I mean, he has. And the sickener for him was he put in Kenner Bridge of Spirits, that PS4/PS5 game. That's been delayed into 2021. So, I said I wouldn't give out what's been delayed and whatnot, but when stuff like that happens on a podcast, I have to wear the comedy of it. So if he chooses to sub that out, he may just take the 0. I don't know who in their right mind would. He would have subbed out 10 games during the season, so a whole roster would have been flushed out, and he could still finish above others, which is the worrying thing. That would be that anyone finishing below Adcock this season should be immediately banned for life, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
But we're here to talk about, well, leaks really, because this past week I'm sitting there, I wake up, I think it was Tuesday morning, pretty sure it was Tuesday morning, maybe it happened overnight, but I wake up and I see there's tweets going out that Xbox has been revealed or leaked or whatever, and I think, well, we've had this before, we've had leaks, and then it all gets blown open and it had been leaked, and they were backed into a corner and went, yeah, it's out there now, let's just do it. So we know how much it's going to cost, we know when pre-orders are going to start, and we know what the release date is going to be, and we also know there's going to be 2 versions of it, so we'll get into the nitty-gritty of that and see what we can fathom and whether we're sniffing around either of those. But before we get into the meat of the show, patreon.com/Idle Game Chat is the place that you can go to support the show financially if you wish to. If you wish to give us moral support, then first of all, I'll tell you it's worthless. So you're not going to bring us up or down with that sort of garbage. But Sharing it usually helps, or writing 5-star reviews on whatever podcast app you're on. And we've gone live in India, so that's
there you go.
Huge
For the
market.
Bollywood.
Exactly. So hello to the guys in India. If you've bothered to carry on listening, because I saw a massive spike when we went live of old episodes, and I was like, cool, but they may have fucked off now.
They've listened to the first couple and gone, no, not for us.
Not for us, in which case, fuck you. But, yep, patreon.com/idle game chat is the place to go. Yeah. Next gen, Xbox. So what do we call the Xbox? What's that, Tuesday, yeah?
It was Tuesday, the 8th.
What was that bloke's name? We found it earlier.
Bread Sam. Bread Sam's, that was it.
Anything you can tell us about this Bread Sam's?
No idea. That's all that came up. Who was it? Was it me? Oh, I broke the news.
You did?
On the Dimp group. It was the leak, wasn't it? From a miss. I only saw it through other people fucking retweeting him. I didn't have a clue who he was.
So here's one thing about Bread Sam's. Like, obviously he's got the scoop. Well done. That's
Where's
excellent.
he got these pictures from?
Fuck knows. I do worry about when people get this stuff from. But we're going to plug him. BD Sams. You can follow him on Twitter. He's got 33,000 followers. Cincinnati, Ohio. Has been on Twitter since January 2010. He is executive editor of BWW Media Group. So you can follow them as well. And they need it because they've only got 58 followers. So I don't know what's happening there.
How's he leaking some of the biggest news in the year? And this works for a company that got 58 followers.
Dimp's got over 200, so that's the sort of embarrassment level that you're up against.
Why are we
Brad.
not getting these scoops?
I don't know. It don't matter. We woke up to it, and it turned out to be true because...
I thought it was going to be another fake leak, but then when I see a lot of people talking, I was like, cool.
Yeah. Makes you wonder if people knew and were told, don't reveal anything.
Yeah. Did you see recently? There was, I think, Xbox have since shown a picture of there was like I think their last showcase thing where they had Phil Spencer was doing like a video from his house and the console was in the background.
Yeah,
like,
the Series S is sitting there in the background.
Like, oh, fuck, everyone must be scouring all the old videos now going, is that anything?
Yeah. I watched a Digital Foundry video talking about the Series S kind of in particular because that was kind of like, it was new because we knew it existed, but it never been...
It was called Lockhart, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lockhart, and they hadn't really spoken too much about it. And they went and saw the size of and the model of Lockhart and the specs back in March. So they've been sitting on it, so it was no surprise to them. But it's fucking small, that thing. I don't know if you've looked at it in comparisons. Like, you could put that easily. The Switch has got to be worried there. Real powerful. Yeah. 2K, done.
Smallest Xbox, and then it fits inside of the Xbox One X.
Yeah. It is very small. It doesn't have a disk drive, so... Dem on the physical only train will not be using that. I kind of think there should be a version with that later on, but we'll see. But here's the official kind of bits and pieces we know. We've got the Series X, which we knew about. ERP, which I believe stands for estimated retail price. So if Sony come in under the gun, they can go, we're going to move that down. But ERP currently for the Xbox Series X is 449 UK pounds, so 450 for those of you in this world. The Series S comes in at a staggeringly low 249 UK pounds.
That's incredible.
Release date November the 10th. Don't think there's much to worry about there. And pre-orders start in 8 days' time, September the 22nd. So get on your websites or your shops or go wherever you need to go if you want to get one of these. But that's kind of what was revealed mainly. Like the things we'd discussed previously was we don't know the price, we don't know the dates, we don't know how to get hold of these. We now know, and I'm not surprised about the Xbox Series X price. That's kind of at what I think we were both saying, sort of $499 for the
expecting slightly more, to be honest. I'd say it was in that ballpark, but that was certainly the lowest I would have thought it'd go. I thought it between 450 and 600 was my ballpark.
Yeah.
So I was expecting 550 if I was honest, but
what, dollars or pounds?
Yeah. Well, this is the question.
Basically, you knock 50 quid off, I've noticed.
Yeah, basically.
It don't matter what the price is, you knock 50 off and you get the UK
Yeah,
price.
so I was thinking $550, so then 500 on the notes for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was totally fair. It has come in on the lower side, I guess. When you say it that way, I don't think I was ever expecting it to be 400 UK pounds.
No,
It was kind of like an outlay of 500 was sort of looking to be budgeted, and but then we get this Lockhart, this Series S, which is got a lower set of specs. I mean, the headlines are that it will still have ray tracing support. It will have no disk drive. The SSD will be smaller. So I believe it'll be 512, which is not a lot, considering we got Warzone creeping into the 200 gig mark to be running that. And it'll be targeting on monitors that can, produce this level of fidelity and frames, 1440p and 120 frames per second. So if I got the S, I'll be better off plugging it into this PC monitor I'm using, because that's exactly what this monitor is. It's 120 hertz with 1440p output. So if I was getting an S, that's the best place for it, really.
It is. Yeah, it's weird that they've gone for that, because there's no TVs that just do 1440. I know it says it can upscale to 4K.
Yeah.
But it's good that they're doing that, rather than going, right, no, this is the 1080p machine, because that's what your telly does.
Yes.
But
for those on monitors, I guess it's like, you could get this, and then you get some benefit. Because a lot of 1440p is a reasonably, talking out my arse here, but I believe it's a reasonably popular resolution these days, because it's kind of a happy medium between, it's above 1080p and it's not 4K, so the intensity and the juice that your rig needs isn't quite there. And it's sort of like a happy medium.
Yeah, it's good for optimising the games. That's where you ain't be getting perfect frame rate on a full 4K, so people knock it down to 1440, and that normally does the job.
Yeah, but this the price, 250 UK pounds.
That is incredible. That is. I didn't think that would be that at all.
200 quid difference. Fucking hell.
That is insane, isn't it? How much was that Xbox One S? When that came out.
Fuck knows, because they've done so many different price drops and whatnot.
I was going to say,
I think Adcock ended up picking his up on a Black Friday sale for 120. It was that low at one point, but I think it may have been 250 to start with.
Right, but but that was just compared to the One X, that was just pure, wasn't it? Whereas this has got some.
That was like the Geotech version.
Yeah, it really was.
And then we've got the Series X 200. I mean, is there any interest in that Series S for you personally?
Not for me, but I was showing this to Yellow Boots.
Okay, yeah.
He's one he upgraded from the Xbox 360 to a One, but he didn't for a few years, obviously, because he doesn't play. He plays more games now than he did before.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him, look, this is the new Xbox. He's always just got an Xbox.
Yep.
And I thought, we ain't got a 4K monitor TV anyway, so he's still on the old thing. So I thought that would be ideal for him. He wouldn't need a full beast Xbox One X. He'd be fine with a One S and Series S, and he can then crack on and get his 1080p, and it will still look nicer than thing.
What was his reaction to that? Was he like, "Oh, that's less than what I was planning to pay"? That's actually, I might consider getting one early, because I'm assuming he waited because he wasn't a big gamer to start with, so it was cheaper.
That's it, yeah. So he wouldn't be ending up spending 400 quid.
No,
I can't remember how much he would have paid. I know he had an Xbox One before I did.
Christ.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know how much he must have paid more than I did. So he must have been paid over 200 for it.
Yeah.
So I would have expected he did, but I know the reason he kept getting the 360. He kept getting that red ring of death, and in the end, that's why he's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm just going to buy the Xbox One X."
That's mental, isn't it? I'm going to buy an Xbox One, even though my Xbox before that's broken. I'm not even going to consider a PlayStation.
No, that's it. Yeah, which is funny though, because all the games that I talked to him about, like Last of Us and stuff, because that's what he loves. All those, he only plays third-person games,
right?
Like Assassin's Creed, Red Dead, GTA. And FIFA. That's all he pretty much plays. But when I talk to him about Uncharted or Spider-Man or Last of Us, he's like, "Oh, that sounds really interesting. Yeah, I want to get it on Xbox." I'm like, "Well,
don't work like that, mate."
So he should go PlayStation, but no. So yeah, I think that would appeal to him and Webby I think that'd be a perfect market for me. It doesn't, like, I think it's cool, but it's redundant on me. I want the big and the best.
Yeah, it is a bit of a. It might, if it had a disk drive, I'd probably end up picking one up later on just to have as like the 4K Blu-ray player.
Cool, yeah.
That's what I've kind of got now. I've got the Xbox One X in here, like in the main sort of man cave, I guess, if you will want to call it that. And then there is an Xbox One S in like the lounge that's there for, I don't know, any apps that I can't stream from the Chromecast or for sometimes playing the odd game and bits and pieces like that. So if the version of the Series S returns with some sort of disk drive, I might consider putting that in there. But because they're about £100 as they go anyway, these bloody Blu-ray 4K players, they're not cheap.
I do, yeah, it's good. I like. See, I want that having to do it next. I always said that as soon as this next gen comes in, going full digital. But I know my brain will just go, well, I can save £20 on a game here if I just get it physical. Yeah. So I'll end up fucking doing what I'm doing now, half and half. But I want to go full digital, but you got to pay the premium, haven't you? Yeah,
that's the trouble with that. The storage isn't great, if I'm honest.
No, on the big boy, was it 2? Is it 1 terabyte?
1 terabyte, yeah. And although, to be fair, I was reading or watching something that was talking about what comes in the box of the PS5, and it kept referencing like 800 gig for PlayStation, and I was a bit like,
didn't they say like with the new games as well, you can like install parts, you can like just install the campaign, or is that
they have said that, and that, to be honest, you can do that on some games now, but and the only thing that I kind of we don't know really is one thing that's been speculated is that because they're using SSD, there's a way that perhaps the developers can take advantage of that type of storage to make them not as bloated as anyway. So games might naturally be smaller. But yeah, the model numbers and what's in the box, apparently they're saying that the PS5 will have 825 gigabytes SSD, although they're claiming obviously that's going to be this god tier level of storage that we've never seen before, and so we can play Ratchet and Clank on it. So who knows? Maybe that's the SSD that's required to make the sizes smaller. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But yeah, the Series S seems like a smart implementation. It's a bit, people say it's not confusing. I think it is a little bit. Like I don't know how you had that conversation with Yellow Boots, but.
When he was sort of saying what's the difference, and when I started talking to him about resolution, he went, "What's that then?" Right. Hang on, no, them dots when you look at the telly, right?
It's going to save you 200 quid, Yellow Boots. Just leave it at that and get it.
That's it. So yeah, it is a bit confusing. But yeah, it's just, especially with it's holiday coming up, it's for the younglings. That's the thing. Like I can't imagine. I suppose it's a different time now, but being a wee nipper going, Mum, can you buy me this 450 quid console for Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, it's 250. They can go, well, get you the shit one first and see how you go.
So you get on. See if you use it, you little bastard. You haven't even got a 4K telly yet, Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. So with a bit of luck, it seems like they're trying to get the market. And so I was listening to, I'm going to steal this from another podcast, but they were saying
don't reference the cunts, just steal it and
no,
say it's your own.
It's my own. This is my own idea.
This is their own idea. Anyone listening in India, this has definitely come straight from Dimp Digital only. No one else has thought of this, okay?
This is Microsoft's unofficial sort of pushing us towards digital by enticing us by this very cheap, very cheap price line for the slow and getting digital, and that they're just how much they've been cramming Game Pass down our throats, which surely it's a fucking brilliant service. But it's very much like, you can get this beast that's 450 quid, but we've also got this brilliant one that we can give it to for fucking £24 a month, and you get all this and that. Yeah, go digital. But it seems to be that's certainly their business strategy compared to Sony's, where it's like, no, we are the daddies, you'll buy with one console.
And it'll be 800 quid.
There's people that still think that it's going to definitely be like 600.
I don't know. We'll find out Wednesday. It's going to be a fun week, a fun couple of weeks. Yeah. What was I going to say about this bloody? Oh yeah, so the Series S. So the only thing that I would not that it really would, because it's not like I said. The only time I'm going to get this is if there is a disc version that's cheap, basically, and I'm looking for a change of that. But the only thing I would be concerned about with people getting this is, does this, because it's the lowest spec that we've seen out of all the different details, whether it's PS5 or Series X, I do wonder if in a few years' time it can output 1440p and 120 frames per second, but what it falls into the trap of is that it doesn't have the grunt to do that, and thus if you look at any Digital Foundry comparison these days, and you look at the OG Xbox One or the Xbox One S even, it's, you know, it's supposed to be a 1080p machine, and it's not even getting up to that. It's sort of 720 and
720p machine, isn't it?
Yeah, and I do wonder whether eventually, and it won't happen immediately, but as things start developing and getting a bit more complex as the generation rolls on, whether that Series S will start to be like, well. But then again, we've got Yellow Boots, who's like our casual sort of soundboard. Yeah. He don't know what it is, so he ain't going to know the difference.
No, it's almost as if they're sort of aiming it for these people, the people that will have a clue about this sort of information.
You probably buy most of the stuff, like most of the consoles. Like there's like a percentage of enthusiasts like us, and then there's the rest of everyone else, and it's probably them that they're aiming it at. Try and take a slice.
Even Biff, to an extent, you know, he does have all these, but he's not clued up on it as much, isn't he? You know, he really does struggle to see the difference between it.
Well, he's always maintained that he doesn't like the Xbox. It doesn't have the games on it aren't as good, which I don't think there's much argument this last gen.
No.
Like, and maybe a price like this or bit lower in a sale or whatnot, maybe it will tempt certain people in just to
certainly
have it.
If they don't, they say to this, the PS5 ain't coming out till next year, March, and he's got no console and 250 machines sitting there, then they might get him back on board.
Yeah, it definitely could happen.
He's dying to play a console at a minute.
I know. Well, he traded it in all early, and he's only got a little way to go now, like 8 weeks pretty much till this comes out. We don't know when the PS5 is going to come out. We'll know. We will know by Wednesday when the reveal happens for that.
I was looking at PS4 the other day and Xbox One. I think PS4 came out first. I think it was like a week before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, but they were both in November. I think it was like one was about the 15th and one was about the 22nd. Yeah, something like that.
So November the 10th here. So what's the week before November the 10th? November the 10th is a Tuesday, so they could go November 3rd.
There we go.
That could be it. We don't know. We're speculating. But what's interesting also, November the 10th, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been moved up to that date, so it's actually been brought forward, which never happens these days. Things are always pushed back. I wonder whether, because of what happened with Halo Infinite, which was delayed out of this year, whether Phil went over to Ubi and went, right,
because Watch Dogs did the same as well. There's two versions coming out, and you can get the the Xbox One version or the thing on release.
Enhanced. I wonder if Phil went over to Ubi and went, look, I know you're planning to release it, a week later, but could you I'll give you a bit of money and just bring that Valhalla forward by a week or so, just so it launches on the same day as Xbox One. Fuck me. How many times am I going to say that Xbox Series X? Some fucker keeps telling me that it ain't complicated, and it's not, but when you're trying to do these things, it really does trip me up every time. Dave, he knows who it is. It is an aggravation when you try and do things like this. You try and sound professional for your new Indian audience, and you can't even get the fucking basics right. Does my head in. But yeah, I do wonder whether there was like a little bit of an exchange there of like, bring this forward, so we've got something to show on the first day.
When's Cyberpunk?
It is I believe it's the 20 something, so that'll be that 24th week.
Of November.
Yeah. So it's post.
So it's post Xbox launch.
Yeah.
That's all right. So what?
19th. So I nearly got it right.
19th, is it?
Yeah.
So what? Thursday. Cool. It's a random day to bring a game out.
Yeah, it's weird.
Still got it in my calendar as fucking 17th of September.
Get that out. I'm playing it in a few days.
So. Temp, see, what if they say, would you wait? What are you getting on anyway, actually?
this is the thing. I don't know about Cyberpunk because here's what I was reading, and I haven't validated it. I should have validated it before this. I've had a week. I'm led to believe that the ray tracing and bits and pieces won't be there for Cyberpunk day one.
Right.
So the sort of proper enhanced patch of like what is taking advantage of the PS5 or the Series X and Series S to a certain extent, because it does have ray tracing, won't drop until 2021. And I was like,
Fucking hell. Master Race it is then.
well, I've only got a 1070. I don't do ray tracing. Where's this 3070 coming out after fucking upgrade?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. In all honesty, I'm really I want to play it, obviously, and that probably won't stop me. But then when that patch eventually drops, and I've inevitably finished it by then, well, I might not. It might be fucking really long. I'll be like, if I just waited, I could have played it in its glory. But I'm a bit concerned about the performance of that on consoles anyway. So I don't know. I'm Cyberpunk. I'm scared of like just.
Which was a bit of a slop on console, wasn't it? I never played it on console.
Yeah, it was.
So that's the thing. The CD Projekt Red, they do see to me as like a PC company, but
Master Race.
my old potato ain't gonna fucking cope.
So I don't know. Who knows? I mean, the Series X is what I'll be aiming to get.
Right.
I'll probably get not Cyberpunk, but I mean, I probably will. I'm trying to get the Series X, is what I meant, and I'm considering, because one of the other things that came out of this was about this Xbox All Access. Which is lurking. Now, they have had this running for the previous models. It's just they haven't really...
No, didn't promote it, did they?
I didn't see them promoted that much. But essentially, what you get is you get 24 months worth of 0% finance, basically. And if you want the Series X, it's £28.99 a month. That will include the Series X console and 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And if you want the Series S, it's £20.99 for the same. And I'm thinking, like, I might go for that option for the if somehow I don't know how popular these things are going to be. That's what I'd aim to do. And then the money I've got saved, like the actual sort of capital that I've got saved now, can just go to the PS5. Should that be something I can actually get hold of? And then that way, you're not outputting best part of £1,000 in the space of a month. So I don't know. I'm kind of half thinking of doing that. I actually don't like having payments like that outstanding. So it's probably one of those things where I might...
Well, funny enough, I did that with both the PS4 Plus, PS4 Pro, sorry. And
Very, didn't we?
Very. And it was, what's it, buy now, pay a year later, no interest.
That's it, yep.
So we just chucked that on there.
If it gives me the option to pay it off early... then I'll absolutely do it, because I'll probably end up paying it off a bit early anyway. I think that's what I did with the PS4 Pro. Like after about 8 months, I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just finish this off now.
Get rid of. That's it, yeah. So was it for just under £30 a month?
Yeah.
Too sad. It's like a phone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And you get the Game Pass included with that. Now, I've got a couple of years on Game Pass as well, so that's the other thing I've got to kind of look at is I'm assuming it's just going to be like a 24-month code they'll give you that you activate.
Right, so hopefully it'll just stack then.
Yeah, but there is a maximum to the stacking, so
is there?
Yeah, I'll have to look into it all, basically, if I'm going to do it that way.
Shit, yeah.
But that's what I'm planning to do anyway. Look at this all access job. And I think like a lot of people could consider that, because they haven't got 250 or 450. Like, it's 200 quid's different, but it's still 250 quid if you want to go for the S. If you haven't got that lying around, then you could essentially go into Game, or Smyths, as we call them.
Smyths, yeah.
And pay your 1 month fee, walk out with a new console, and it'll come out every month. And you won't be financially worse off by doing that. You'll just be paying it off over a longer period, and you're not going to get marked up on the APR because it's 0%. Obviously, you've got to I guess they're going to check your credit rating and all that stuff, so you've got to make sure that's all in decent shape. But you know, that's got to be appealing to some people where they haven't got the capital or whatever. COVID might have fucking blown them out of a bit of income. That could be handy for a lot of people, having this all access sort of option there. And it's been there for the Xbox One, but it feels like this is now something they want to push in the marketing area.
Definitely. And so this thing, if this depends when this PlayStation 5, because in my current thing, what I'm going to do is my thought was been in the Xbox One X for now until a plethora of games come out. But with this option, the trouble is if they say, well, we ain't getting this till the end of December, maybe, for some reason it's not coming till the 20th of December, which would be a weird release date. But if
5
they did,
days before Christmas.
it means I've got to go over a month of just watching the Xbox One X, the whole new next gen. I'll get the hype will be there, the next gen hype, and I'll be feeling I'm missing out.
Yeah.
I'll be wanting to jump on board. So yeah, I could be very tempted to get on this pay monthly jobby if we can get one.
So is it out of the question to lump down $450 for the X as well? Because you had mentioned previously that was part of perhaps a plan to go all in on consoles.
Yeah, it was. Well, Boris did sort me out, and I have got the dollar sitting there, waiting to be spent. So it's not a financial problem for me. I can have both of them, no worries. But I do just sit there and think...
He's done a new lounge, old Boris, didn't he? He's done a lot.
He's done a new lounge at Garden. Cool. But yeah, I sort of think... it's annoying because... The predicament I have now is always, whenever I get a third-party game, I'm always like, right, what am I getting it on? Avengers. I've just bought Avengers, and I bought it on PlayStation because of the exclusive Spider-Man. But whereas ordinarily, I would have bought it on Xbox because it's slightly better. And it seems like this is going to be the case again.
Yes.
So it's going to be that, Xbox games will slightly be higher resolution on the Xbox Series X, but it'll probably be a bit faster on the PlayStation. So it's going to be this fucking I'm in an R in again. And that's why I was thinking, right, no, I'm just going to go PS5 all the way until we get, maybe a Halo Infinite or a Gears 6 or whatever. Yeah. Something that makes me think, right, it's time to buy the Xbox. But
Would you consider getting a PC when that happened as well, or is PC out of the question now after the?
No, see, that's another option. I'm thinking that, but the trouble with mine is my rig's so old now that it's not something that I can upgrade really.
Mine's not even that old, but I've basically hamstrung myself with a shit motherboard.
Yeah, that's exactly the same as it.
And it's like...
So it doesn't take any new RAM, it won't take new cards and stuff, so I've got to literally buy a whole new PC to do it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you're going to go Master Race, then that's the way to do it. I'll still maintain that. If you've got Master Race, you don't need an Xbox. No. I think Paul would be stupid to buy an Xbox now. He's just whopped out that cash for his Master Race.
Came with the wrong plug, apparently.
Did it?
Was it
pre-built? Did he have to build it?
No, pre-built, but it came with wrong. It came with a European 2-forked power plug for the PSU, and I was like, "Wow, who are these cowboys?"
Fucking hell, sounds like the ones that Dan Clark used, where he has to send it back 3 weeks later. There's black smoke's coming out of it.
That's why they want you to build them yourselves.
Yeah, cool, blimey. But yeah, so that's always an option. But again, it's dolly. You can get both consoles. And I do like I don't know. I do like Master Race, but I just hate getting back into that fucking optimizing shit where I just found myself fucking getting annoyed with playing games. I'm like, well, it's not running properly. And I'm like, not. Whereas this, it's slightly worse looking and runs at fucking 30 FPS, but I can just literally pick it up and play.
Yep.
That makes more.
No, it's set up, ready to go. Was it this much of a dilemma last generation?
Don't think. No, I suppose
there was a price differential, and
there was. I don't think I was watching Digital Foundry. No, you fucked everything up for me. I don't think I knew they existed when the PS4 came out, and the PS5. So I didn't have this dilemma of right, what should I get it on? Oh, did they actually? Because I remember. No, maybe they did.
I remember hearing, and this is not the only reason I got a PS4. The main reason I got a PS4 first was because a game came out that I wanted to play on it first, and it was 50 quid cheaper from the outset. But I do remember in the run up to the launch, and I was like, I'm not going to jump in just yet. But they were. I knew, or I was informed, or it suggested to me via various outlets. I can't remember what they were called. It could have been Digital Foundry. It might have been whatever. That the resolution generally on the PS4 was going to be higher than the Xbox One. And I just remember that being ingrained into my head, and that kind of always being like, why would I want an Xbox? Until Halo comes out or until something like that comes out. Whereas,
yeah,
like if I'm in the market for a third party game, like the PS4's got it covered and it's £50 cheaper.
yeah.
But I can't, for the life of me, put my finger on exactly where I had that intel from. It may have just...
I remember having the dilemma with Final Fantasy 13, opting whether to play that on a PS3 or an Xbox 360. I went 360, and I think it ran better on a PS3.
Bloody hell, it must be like one of 4 games, because that thing was
so I was just thinking, but that must have been like a Digital Foundry, so maybe it was back in. Fucking when did Final Fantasy 13 came out?
Yeah, that's a long while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, hold on. 13 came out 2009, so have Digital Foundry been? But it's mainly that's the conundrum. I wish someone like Biff would easily just go, right, that's it, one console for this generation, ain't bothered. I'm just going to buy all my third parties on it. Yeah. And I wish I could do that, but I know as soon as something like Halo Infinite comes out, then I'll go, or even Game Pass. That's the thing, Game Pass is so good now that it's hard to say, well, I just won't buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, but fucking Game Pass is the bollocks.
Yeah, it is. And on the Game Pass kind of subject, another sort of extra added layer to that is that later this year, EA Play is going to become part of Game Pass.
Incredible.
And EA Play is like EA's streaming service. What was it called before? EA Access? Yeah.
EA Access,
which
it,
yeah, I subscribed to that for a good 2...
That was only about 20 quid a year,
20 quid a year. It was pocket money. That really was a good deal. I had that for a couple of years, and then I let it lapse by accident once, and then obviously haven't gone to play anything since on it, so that's why I've not reactivated it. But that's another addition to it, that you get the EA libraries added to it. You don't normally get everything day one.
No, that's the only thing that's going to be a concern. Like, you get a 10-hour trial, do you?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So having like where Game Pass is always day one for their exclusive games. Yeah, when this, you're like, right, I can get 10 hours, I suppose. But then typically they don't seem to be that long. It's only about 6 months, isn't it, that the games tend to go on.
They normally hold something like FIFA back till like May, which annoys me because it's like just as the season's winding down. Like, it'd be better if they done it like early spring in my eyes, and then you'd have like a decent like run at it. But I don't know what they're doing because they want me to buy it. But I mean that's now being included, so access to more games. Now, when you read that out, you think, fuck me, that is a shitload of games. That is an unbeatable service. But would you personally sit there and use much of it?
No. I was going to say, I've had it for about a year now.
Yep.
But that Ultimate, ever since you did that pound thing, I've had it since then. And I could probably count the amount of games I've actually played on it in one hand or two hands. So as much as I go, it's a fucking phenomenal, and I install them all the time, and I go, well, yeah, I'll definitely play that, but I never fucking do.
Yeah.
Because I buy a lot of games, I should stop doing that, really. But
the trouble is, you don't want to get. This is the thing about Game Pass. It's also been into a smaller issue about like games with gold and also the free games that come with the PlayStation Plus membership. Like a couple of times a year, and probably more now with Game Pass. But you'll buy a game and then you'll finish it and forget about it, and then 3 months later it'll come to one of those services, and you just get like a horrible like feeling. You're like, oh, if I just waited.
Yeah, I had that this year with Devil May Cry 5.
Yes.
Played that. Probably took me about 12 hours to complete that campaign. Paid full whack for that. Literally played the campaign and put it down. I haven't touched it since. And then, about 2 weeks after I completed it, it went on Game Pass. I was like, for fuck's sake. That was about 45 quid I paid for that.
Yeah. It's a horrible feeling, but I suppose it's the way it is. That's the way you got to sort of take it. But do you think EA Play, I mean, sounds good on paper, but
it is
it a game changer or not really?
It's...
Because I had that for 3 years and I think I used it 3 times.
Yeah.
That's not even a lie. I'm not dissing it for the sake of it. Like, I literally think I used it 3 times.
No, it's good for that. Like I did that. It's always later in the year. I remember doing like a month's trial. I think I found one for £2.50. So I just played FIFA for a month. So that was pretty good, like for that. But like I say, the trouble will be is that you'll get used when it's on Game Pass. You'll be so used to the new games coming out straight away.
Yeah.
That you like say FIFA 21 comes out, you go right, lovely, and then you play it and you think, well, I'm gonna fucking have to buy the game to carry on playing anyway. So it's like no point to me.
Anthem day one.
Yeah,
that'll be there.
There could be. Oh yeah.
Well, they do their relaunch 2.0 or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, if they say that off as a fucking new game, probably. It would be if their sort of back catalogue of games that they've got, things like the Dead Spaces. If you've never played any of them, Escape.
Yeah.
But has it got the poll? I don't know. It's a great addition. You know, like they didn't have to do this and poll, but I do just think that this day one stuff will get on people's nerves, especially being attached to a streaming service where you don't have any of these trials.
Yeah.
To be sitting going, why can't I download this bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Does Yellow Boots have Game Pass?
No, he doesn't actually. No.
Oh, casual.
No, casual boy. Yeah, he's. Did he get he may have got a month or something with it before?
Mm.
But the trouble is, he's still got the OG Xbox, and so he's only got 500 gigs. So he can only when he had like Red Dead restored, that was like 100 gigs. So I think he had about 4 games installed, so he has to delete them every time. So that's the only trouble there. But because he only plays certain games, like any FPS is called out. I don't know what it'd be like with like a little small indie game. He might like them.
Wow.
But yeah, it's but for someone like him, yeah, if it was, that would definitely be the way to go. But the same with him is he always buys FIFA on when like more or less the same day it comes out.
Yeah.
So he'd play that 10-hour thing and go, well, right now I've got to buy it.
Physical or digital?
He's now gone into digital. He used to always be a physical man. He used to come to Asda's with me at midnight. But I've got to say, I think the last 3 times, I think he definitely bought the last Assassin's Creed digital, and he's bought the last FIFA digital.
There you go.
So yeah, I think he's gone full digital, and he's a dinosaur. He's terrible with technology. I think he only had a smartphone. I don't know. He was late to the door. I know that. He's normally late with most technology. But yeah, he's already gone full dig before me.
He's already upgraded. Do Xbox have one more event in them before? I mean, we were talking about less than a week now for them to do this, or just over a week. But is there something that they drop because they're obviously planning to reveal this properly at some point, like in the near future?
Keep talking about like the Dash UI and stuff. Maybe a little tutorial on how that works. The new store, maybe. Yeah.
Any games? Any surprise games lurking? Or are we just going to get a fucking another flyover of Iceland for Hellblade and say, "Yep, we're still here."
Yeah.
All right.
I can't see them doing another one this year now. Have they said they are, or
no? They haven't. I don't think there's much time, but considering they were planning to do something, I don't know what that something would have been.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, they were supposed to be doing something this week, wasn't it? It was supposed to, I don't know if they were just going to chuck a tweet out or just do another one of these videos, but yeah, I can't see. It'd probably just be like updates. Battletoads is getting an update. Flight Simulator. Yeah, I can't see anything getting announced anytime soon. Has Halo got a new date, or was that
just says 2021?
Chucked it out.
What's that alien called? Dave or something? Can't remember what he's called.
That's it. Oh yeah, they want a gorilla. I forgot what his name is.
That rough fucking fucker.
Yeah, well, it never did have a date, to be fair.
No, it didn't. It just said holiday, didn't it?
So maybe that's what that fucking thing was. It was just like, yeah, Halo Infinite coming.
Yeah, maybe.
November
and then now it's not. They haven't got that.
They're like, oh, fucking hell, we'll just cut it out.
No, we haven't got
Same with Avengers, that last war table.
Yeah.
It was all going to be about the Wakanda stuff and all like the Black stuff. And they were like, oh, and then poor old Chadwick died. And they were like, right, what are we going to do this week then?
Yeah.
So they've had to stick that on the back burner.
I heard that there's a few things planned like that, and that they've had to sort of pull it back. You can see why. You don't really want to. It would seem like you're trying to cash in on it when really it's sort of like a nod, but people will take it the wrong way, so probably best to just not touch that. So Wednesday's the big day.
Wednesday, 9 p.m.
Is that our time, is it? Cool, so bedtime that is.
Yeah, bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah, but we'll get through that. What does Sony do here? Do they just come out and try and price match the Series X and go 452? Do they try and undercut them and say, "Come on, you cunts"? Or they just or do they go 599, 550? This is true next gen, and you got to pay for it. What do you think of those options? They'll go down.
I think they'll go down the premium experience. I think they will. I think they'll say this is the premium console. This is
people have had that Boris payout and they're like, right, spend it.
They know that everyone's got dollar waiting up. It was supposed to be. They knew these consoles were coming. There ain't many games that have come out for the last since Tsushima. We ain't had nothing really.
No, we haven't.
So
Tony Hawk's.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's and
Avengers.
2 out of 10 Avengers.
Impressions coming soon.
It's coming soon. So I do think they're going to go, fuck it, no, this is the console you need. You're going to be paying the premium because it does the stuff that you've all been hearing about. This SSD that's mega fast and it's 3D audio and haptic. You like the controllers, didn't you?
Yeah. Haptic feedback.
I think haptic. So I think they will just go, unfortunately. But I don't know. Do you think they had 2 prices and they're like, right, let's wait for this fucking Xbox fuckers? Now they're going, fucking hell, and it's gone even lower than our other one.
Yeah, I can't see there being any other scenario than that both of them were trying to wait it out. Because like you mentioned in the WhatsApp group, in the Dimp WhatsApp group, behind the scenes HQ, you were saying we had prices for the next gen in June of 2013. Like we got a big reveal event in the spring, and then June we knew the dates and the prices, and they were coming out November. So it's the same time, November. Assuming that the PS5 is going to be within a couple of weeks, and I know we've had COVID and it's completely disrupted things, but it seems like the dates haven't changed that much, you would think, because they're still falling into that holiday or Christmas slot. And it just feels to me they both sat there and gone, you go first. No, you go first.
Yeah.
You go first. You go. And then at the end of the day, it's taken fucking Brad to come along and blow it all open. And then he's made people have had to move. They've all had to go, right, push the fucking button now. Let's get this out there.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember what your question was now, but that was my answer. Long-winded.
So no, it was your question, wasn't it? Do you think that was? Do you think they had 2 prices set? So
So I think that actually, in Sony's case, I think in both cases maybe they were sort of waiting, to see what, because if the other one comes in like $100 or £100 cheaper, you kind of have to react to that.
What was the difference between Xbox One and PS4? Was it PS4's £50 cheaper?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. I don't know if the actual. Let's tell you what you chat to our lovely audience in India, and we'll get the prices.
To the Indians. I can't see that the PS5 would be 400. Could it? What was the 350, wasn't it? These fucking Pro and the One X. Were they 350, 400?
I thought we paid 450 for the One X.
One X,
and 400 for the Pro.
They were expensive. We're written down somewhere. 450. So maybe
$399. So $350 was the PS4. OG, and then the Xbox was $400 and $450. So 400 UK pounds, sorry, and 400. So it's $50 or £50 difference.
What difference?
Yeah.
Now the PS3 was fucking expensive, wasn't it? That was
$599, 425 UK pounds. So actually, we got a decent return on the exchange rate there, because in today's money we'd probably get $550. That'd be, and it was $425.
Cool.
Back then, but then again, there was a time when I used to just do the exchange. It was like
That's
2 for
like,
1.
Yeah,
But probably when you went to bloody the States, it was 2 for 1. You was like,
yeah, it was,
30 quid, $60.
Take that, fucking chuck it in Vegas. Yeah, it was. And when I went to Florida, it was the same. I remember thinking, lovely. But yeah, you get fuck all these days.
Yeah.
Brexit, isn't it?
There you go. Look, BBC article from 11th of June 2013. PlayStation 4 launch gasps as price is unveiled. Sony is set to sell the PlayStation 4 for a cheaper price than Microsoft's rival Xbox One. The Japanese firm announced at the E3 trade show that its machine would be sold for 349 UK pounds and 399 US dollars. So
they're going to do it, get that, and the Xbox PS4 has smashed the Xbox, isn't it? Basically,
yeah, it's fucking crapped all over it, and that's
they're going to say, right, we've got to do it again. They're going to undercut them again, so go for 400. But can they do that for 400 with all the bells and whistles that it's supposedly got?
Yeah, I think they'll price match, and then we'll see the digital version come in at £100 cheaper, hopefully. And then there's a conversation for myself to have with myself and say, what are you doing? What do you really want to do in this life? And whether it's worth the extra £100. So, but we will find out in just a few days' time, and then we'll be back to kind of compare them properly. As it stands, so we don't know anything about the PS5 yet, so that's in the bins. I mean, September 22nd rolls around, you get a little notification from Games saying, pre-orders go live for the Xbox Series X and S, 10 a.m. Come buy one, launch yourself into the next generation. Are you sitting there at that PC taking a day off work potentially, hounding that refresh button to get your hands on one, or are you just going to just walk off and if you maybe get one later on?
Well, Xbox One X.
Yep. Xbox Series X or Series,
fucking hell, yeah,
Jesus. These idiots keep.
Will you be doing? Can you do? Is that who you'll be doing the finance for? Can you do a game doing the finance option, or would you have to go through Xbox to get that?
So if you go on their website now, it's got a link to Smyths and Game. So you do it through the retailer. I guess that the Microsoft are supporting it.
Cool. I haven't even. I think I've registered my interest on the PS5, but not the Xbox.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Am I now?
8 days away. Your chance to secure your place in the next generation queue. You might not get one, but
yeah, I probably won't. I don't know. I don't
know even now.
No,
it's not. This is actually better news than I was expecting. So it's got more of a chance for sure, especially with the all access option. But it's whether I need to see that PS5 price, make sure it's not a ridiculous spot. That's the priority at the moment for me. Try and secure a PS5 sometime this year.
That's it. Yeah, and it depends how quick it is in comparison. Because I think if it is just like the week after, or the week but like before, I'm assuming it's launching. I think what they'll do as well on Wednesday is announce that Ratchet's going to be a launch title as well.
Cool.
I think they've said that it's coming this year, so I can imagine it to be a launch title. So
2022.
That's So I'll be playing Miles anyway, so I think, what's the point of shelling out on an Xbox? You know, I suppose I get maybe the Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs on both on Xbox, but I don't know.
We'll have to wait, won't we, till Wednesday? We haven't got long to wait.
It does. I need the information in front of me.
We'll get it all, and we'll come back and answer it definitively.
Luckily that it's after. I'm glad that the pre-orders aren't before the PlayStation reveal.
Oh yeah, yes, that's true. Actually,
a real fucking conundrum because you'd be like, fuck, should I just pull the trigger now or?
Yeah, agreed. It's good that they've done that. They have to, really. And I'll be interested to see what pre-order date PlayStation put on. Do they just go for the same date, or do they try and get it earlier? Because I think that matters. Like, if you say to someone, like you get a shot on the Tuesday to get a next gen console, and they only want one, and they get their Xbox. They think, I don't need a PlayStation 5 now, and and then there's some people that will be in that boat. They'll just be, oh, I'm just glad I've got a next gen console. I don't care which one it is either way, and maybe I'll pick up the PS5 later on. Whereas if you're going second in the pre-order race, I think there is a little bit of a fall off, not massive amounts, but. You know, there will be people out there that are happy to get either or, and you just take a roll of the dice on the first one you can get your hands on. If you get it, you walk away from the second one. Well, we'll find it all out Wednesday. It's finally happening.
Yeah, it is exciting. I am getting excited, but it's just a fucking conundrum again.
Backwards year this has been, even for this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I can't believe it's fucking... Where are we? September.
Yep.
We're just finding out prices, and it's fucking pre-order time.
No.
But yeah.
So what is it, like 8 weeks away? Bloody hell.
What do you do with your other two consoles? You've been in them?
Oh, fuck knows. You know, don't know yet. Something needs to happen with them.
That's the thing, yeah. Sitting there going, fork out for fucking 500. We could probably flog both of them and get the Xbox One X Series.
It wouldn't be far off, would it?
No, they're fucking talking about a 4K Pro Switch.
Oh, go away, Nintendo. Leave it till next year. Just let us get out of 2020 alive, and then we'll talk about your little upgraded Switch and how Breath of the Wild 2 will only run on it, and we'll
I hate that'd be annoying if they do that.
It's coming.
They did it before, didn't they?
They've done it on the 3DS a few times.
That's it.
The new 3DS ain't got the nub, you can't play it. Oh, fucking hell, Nintendo.
Get your nub out.
God, yeah. Sake. We'll see. Right, we'll call it to an end for this episode, and then we'll be back with the PS5 reaction next Monday, unless something disastrously goes wrong, either in the world of Sony or us. So always put that out there. But Mr. Adkins,
2021.
That will fuck Biff right off.
That would be brilliant.
You'll have to get an Xbox then. But then you could get the S, and it's not as big an outlay, and he's not hurt himself as much.
That's it. That'll just do him over. Yeah, that'll tie the tide.
Exactly. That's what he's after. Right, we'll be back next Monday. Everybody else, as usual, subscribe if you've found us on your travels, and obviously go to the Patreon page if you want to give us some money there, keep us running, get me some more Prosecco. I've just finished my last glass for the evening, so that's me done for the weekend. But nothing more for us to say apart from thanks for your time, and ta-da.
This was a Dimp Digital production.